On May 23, 2022, the first ever spot exchange traded fund on Ethereum, the second most capitalized cryptocurrency, was accepted. This is quite an important event for the entire cryptocurrency industry, as this fact once again proves the legitimacy of cryptocurrencies at the state level. Before this moment in 2021, the first Bitcoin ETF in the United States was approved. Many were expecting an Ethereum ETF to be accepted sooner or later, but it happened much faster than many expected. The price of Ethereum reacted to this with a meteoric rise, making all cryptocurrency holders happy. Why it matters? The adoption of Ethereum ETFs gives a huge number of retail and institutional investors the opportunity to invest not only in Bitcoin, but also in Ethereum. Imagine the situation. You are in a large bank that wants to invest $100 million in Ethereum. It is unlikely that you will be transferring that money to crypto exchanges like Binance or Bybit to make purchases. An Ethereum ETF is exactly the kind of tool that will allow you to directly invest in Ether from your brokerage account. At the same time, giant companies like BlackRock and Fidelity will be responsible for the safety of your assets, not obscure cryptocurrency exchanges. BlackRock is an American international investment company headquartered in New York, one of the world's largest investment companies and the world's largest in terms of asset under management. The size of assets under management for the first quarter of 2024 increased by 15% and reached $10.5 trillion. BlackRock is the largest investment company in the world by assets under management. Of the $8.5 trillion as of the end of 2022, $4.44 trillion was in equities, $2.5 trillion in bonds, $685 billion in mixed investments, and $266 billion in alternative investment, and $671 billion in cash. The assets of institutional investors accounted for $4.83 trillion exchange-traded funds, $2.91 trillion, retail clients $0.85 trillion. Retail clients are served through intermediaries, brokers, branches of banks, and insurance companies, independent financial advisors. More than 2/3 of such clients are located in America. The company offers index funds and actively managed investment funds to its clients. Index funds invest in securities that are part of stock indexes. Actively managed funds seek to achieve higher returns than the growth of a stock index, but this strategy can be riskier and the company charged higher fees for it. Active management accounted for $2.3 trillion of assets under management. Fidelity is an American financial services holding company, one of the 4 largest asset management companies in the world, founded in 1946, serving more than 40 million individual investors from 100 countries around the world. As of the end of 2022, it had $4.2 trillion in assets under management and $10.3 trillion in assets under administration. In 2021, Fidelity Investments ranked 3rd among the top 500 investment companies in the world in terms of asset under management. The support of such companies greatly increases the safety and security of assets in the eyes of large investors who were previously hesitant to invest in cryptocurrency through cryptocurrency exchanges. Now, any retail investor or investment company will be able to buy Ethereum directly from their brokerage account. This is great news for us cryptocurrency speculators, as the influx of new capital will push the cryptocurrency market upwards. What awaits us in the near future? Launch of new altcoin ETFs. After the approval of ETFs on Bitcoin and Ethereum, we're likely to see the launch of ETFs on other cryptocurrencies, altcoins, in the coming years. These could be, for example, ETFs on Solana or Litecoin. If big players like BlackRock have been able to push through ETFs on Bitcoin and Ethereum, it's only a matter of time before new ETFs on other cryptocurrencies are launched. I think we will see something similar in 2025. Ubiquitous tokenization of financial instruments today. All major financial companies are actively launching products to tokenize various financial instruments. Tokenization is the integration of conventional financial assets such as stocks, bonds, real estate in the crypto industry. Simply put, you can store digital tokens on your balance sheet that will prove your ownership or real-world financial instruments such as US government bonds. In doing so, you'll receive coupon payments like all owners holders of these bonds. This opens up opportunities for absolutely everyone to invest in various tokenized financial instruments around the world. Tokenization of financial assets is a new global trend that many retail investors have not even heard of yet, but to which all major financial market players have already paid close attention. Leaders in this direction are such giants as BlackRock and Franklin Templeton. Franklin Templeton recently launched a tokenized fund for $380 million. We're expecting widespread tokenization not only of financial assets, but also of real assets such as real estate. ONDO. The ONDO project was introduced in 2020 as a liquidity as a service protocol providing liquidity rentals for decentralized finance platforms. Later, the creators of the project completely shifted their focus to RWA sector. In the first round of investment, ONDO received $20 million. The main investors were Pantera Capital, Coinbase Ventures, and Founders Fund. Already 2 years after the launch, the company became the world's third protocol with tokenized US Treasury bonds. The native token ONDO wasn't released until 2024, and already 4 days after the first listing, the coin's capitalization doubled. ONDO's main goal is to expand the availability of financial products by digitizing and tokenizing them. Currently, the platform offers tokenized versions of US Treasuries, debt, securities, and money market funds. Centrifuge is a protocol created for centralized lending to small businesses. What makes the project special is that it is used in the 10-Leg app, which is a marketplace for tokenized assets. That is, any small business can make tokenized assets for their project and use them as a collateral of a loan. Users who invest in a particular project are rewarded in CFG, the project's native token. CFG runs on its own blockchain, but is fully compatible with Polkadot and Ethereum and can take advantage of both systems. Goldfinch Finance is another protocol that allows borrowing in cryptocurrency without securing the debt with digital assets. The criterion of trust to the borrower here is the collective assessment of other participants. In simple words, projects and investors who do not have a lot of funding and resources at the moment, but whose product has been highly appreciated by the user community can borrow. The project provides space for 4 main types of participants. These are borrowers who seek funding and offer pools for evaluation, funders who evaluate pools and decide whether a project is worth funding, liquidity providers provide capital to generate passive income, and auditors vote to approve borrowers. I'm sure that among them are those that can grow 30-50 times in next year. In conclusion, the approval of Ethereum ETFs that took place, as well as the upcoming development in the tokenization of financial instruments, are important trends that every investor interested in the cryptocurrency market should pay attention to. So don't miss your chance. Did you like the video, guys? Don't forget to put a like and leave a comment. Also subscribe to our channel to not miss new episodes. Michael was with you, and till the next time, guys. Bye.